Hello, friends. Welcome to day 5. This is the forgiveness part of the Minimalism Challenge. I'm going to continue our tradition of sitting together for 3 minutes to kick off our time together, and then we'll get started. So, if this is your first time in the Minimalism Challenge with us, you may be surprised to see that day 5 is about forgiveness. But when we really look at a minimalist practice, simplifying our life, about stripping away the stuff that is excess and really experiencing our life fully and completely, one of the areas that we carry a lot of clutter is in between our ears. Anger is a particularly challenging emotion, particularly, and apparently particularly is the word of the day, especially when it's justified. I had an example of this, and I can't really go into the details of the story, but it was the angriest. This was, let's see, 2008, 2009, probably the angriest that had ever been at somebody, and pretty justifiably so. This individual had wronged me and my family in a way that was really uncalled for. And I went to my Tuesday night meditation group, and I shared this story and used some rather violence, not the right word, because that implies physically violent, and that's not what I mean. Really ugly language talking about this person. And at the time, I felt no particular shame for it. And my meditation group, being the wonderful, mature, thoughtful, wise group of people they were, a few of the guys pulled me out afterwards and suggested that maybe I had some part in this, and maybe I needed to work, A, on apologizing for my part, but B, working on forgiveness. I had absolutely no interest in this, and I continued to spend the next week stewing. And when I showed up to the meditation group on Tuesday, the week later, I was still pretty angry about it. And I talked about this again, and the same guys pulled me out afterwards and said, we got a little exercise. If you're willing to try it, we think we can help you with this anger issue. And what they gave me was a Buddhist practice known as loving kindness meditation, traditionally referred to as metta meditation, M-E-T-T-A. And I was essentially, in Christian terms, supposed to pray for this person. I was supposed to extend them wishes of well-being, wish for them the same happiness, health, and safety that I would wish for my loved ones. And I just was not particularly open to this idea. But, I trusted these guys. They knew me. I knew them. And I went ahead and do this. They said, give it 2 weeks. And sure enough, after 5 days of engaging in this 10-minute-a-day metta meditation, I had a really transformative experience. I not just no longer felt angry at this individual, I felt compelled to do my part to try to make the situation a little bit better. And as a result, I have a really, to call it a friendship is probably a bit of an exaggeration. I've had a mutually deeply respectful relationship with this individual, and a couple of times a year when we run into each other or have occasion to speak, there's a bond, a mutual kindness that can really only come from transforming an ugly situation into something positive. I think what I most learned about forgiveness is the freeing effects it had on me. The anger, even though it was justified, the anger was really eating at me. It didn't feel good. I was having trouble sleeping. I had angry thoughts that I wasn't really comfortable with, that are not my normal response to life. And I could not let go of it. It was cluttering my emotional life. Right? So forgiveness is a way of letting go, a way of simplifying, and a way of finding freedom for ourselves. One way to think about forgiveness is that it's not so much about the other person and doing kind of the noble thing. There's kind of a selfish aspect to this, right? If that's what helps ease you into this a little bit. I feel better when I forgive somebody. When somebody cuts me off on the road now, I instantaneously, I've just have practiced this so much, I forgive them and I extend wishes to them that they get to where they're going safely and that they don't get hurt and they get to be with their loved ones that evening. And instead of driving around ticked off, flipping them the bird and yelling some cuss words in the car and being angry for the next 2 minutes, I've now put a little kindness, at least into the noise between my ears, and I'm able to let it go. And 2 minutes later, I don't even remember it happened. So this forgiveness has got some real practical benefits. So this is a challenging exercise. Inevitably run into some people who struggle with forgiveness. There's some amazing stories. If you Google stories of radical forgiveness, there's people who were in Rwanda who had children massacred in the genocide who forgave the opposing side. You have families who had loved ones murdered, children's murdered, who forgave the murderers. There's really no end to this concept of radical forgiveness and just how free we can be and how much better our life can be if we really engage in this. So along with that, let's keep doing a little bit of meditation every day. We'll do a little bit of decluttering. And if you have any questions or need a little somebody to sounding board to talk about, to talk about this with, I'm happy to pick up a phone or chat by email, whatever works for you. Otherwise, drop into the discussion group and let us know how it's going. Have a great day, everybody.